I'm Kealy and this is Voice of a Creative, and today I'm here to show you my November makes. So I've had a really good month in November. I managed to make quite a few things and also get some things finished, which is amazing. There have been a few things that have been sitting in my mending slash altering slash finishing basket, and I actually managed to get some of them finished, which was amazing. And I've still got a few things in there to finish, but actually making progress through those things has been really motivating for me and helped me get like a lot more done, and also helped me to realise that actually things can be sitting there and they're kind of like at the back of your mind, and once you get them sorted you can get rid of that kind of stress that's just in the back of your mind. So that's made me really consider about kind of workload and things, and actually more carefully about sewing, and it's actually finishing something off or to actually kind of get it out of that kind of stress area in my brain. So I've got quite a few things to show you. So the first one is this. So this is the York Pinafore from Helens closet. And this is the second full one I've made. I had plans for lots and lots, but I kind of got sidetracked into winter clothing. But I definitely want to make a few more of these. I finally finished this one. I started this about 4 months ago, and I finally finished it. So this is for my sister, and this is in a denim that I've had for quite a while. It was from the nylon shop originally, and it's this dark denim. And then I got the cranberry bias binding, actually as a cotton binding from Hobbycraft, and I just, with this one, I lowered the neckline at the front here, and then I added the kangaroo pouch, and then just shortened the hem a little bit. But I'm really pleased because in the first one, I made the mistake of using the wrong colour thread with the bias binding. And with this one, I actually used the thread on the inside, which is cranberry, which matches the bias binding. And then on the outside, I used blue thread that would match with the denim. So it means that it's really lovely and clean on the inside. I'm really, really impressed with how I finished this. Really pleased with it, actually. It looks really neat. And yeah, so really easy to make. Definitely really clear instructions and things, like I've said before. I have done a review of this pattern, which I'll post a link down below. And I hope that my sister's going to be really happy with that. She hasn't tried it on yet, but I did take her measurements for it, so it should fit her. That was my first make. My second make is this t-shirt. So this is a viscose jersey that I got from Stoff and Stil, and I've already made a dress out of it, and there was just a little bit left, and it was enough to make the front of the t-shirt, the neckband and the sleeves, and then I just used a plain blue jersey for the back. So that one is the Plantain Tee by Deer and Doe. And I've just altered the sleeves so it's got the shorter sleeves, and I've heightened the neckband a little bit so it comes up a little bit more. The Plantain Tee is a little bit lower, it's a little bit too low for me, so that's that one. And I've already worn that a few times and I really love it. I really love this fabric, and I'll definitely be using up some more scraps of jersey to do this in the future. So that is my second make. My third and fourth make you will have seen already if you watched my Elliot sweater by Helen's Closet review video. So these are the Elliot sweater, and this is 2 extra versions I've made. So these are I've made 3 versions of this now. So these are both in jerseys that I got from my local shop, which is the Nylon shop, and they are both size large. They both have the normal kind of neckband. This one has 3/4 sleeves and the side split as well. It's slightly longer at the back and slightly shorter at the front, but only slightly. The pattern has a lot more difference than that, but I've shortened it. So that is that one, and I've worn that one a few times. It's so cosy and warm to wear, especially when I get home from work on an evening. So that's that one. And then I also made this one. So this is from 2 pieces of remnant fabric. So we've got the navy here with the dashes across, and then the grey with the little bits of navy for the sleeves. So with this one, I extended the sleeve, so it's a full length sleeve. And then I didn't do the side split, I just carried on the seam down and then just hemmed it. So really lovely pattern, definitely check it out if you're looking for a nice comfortable jumper. Really pleased with mine, and I already have a few more planned as well, including the t-shirt version and potentially a hack into a cardigan. I'm going to see how it goes. My next one is the cardigan I made for the socialite soiree. So you will have already seen a picture of that on my Instagram and in my video. It's the Blackwood cardigan. And this is a hacked version. So it's cropped and it's got a 3/4 sleeve. And I will be filming a video of how I did this. So tune in a couple of weeks' time and you will be able to see that video. So this is in a viscose jersey from Stoff and Stil in this really beautiful jade green colour. Really lovely fabric to work with. Viscose jersey is quite stretchy, but actually this was absolutely fine. And I've just done the cropped, it's just a cropped version. And I've worn this quite a few times since. I wore it to the socialite soiree and then a few times to work as well. I absolutely love the 3/4 sleeve and it cuts me right in the right place with this. So I'm definitely going to be making a few more of these. And then, of course, is my dress that I wore to the socialite soiree. So I got this really beautiful fabric from Fabric Godmother. And it's a viscose jersey with these beautiful blue colours on it. And it's just got a gather at the shoulder. Now, this is the jersey hack of this pattern. So this is the Mccalls M7381. And the actual pattern comes out quite big, but I've adjusted it, and at the back I used the back of my normal jersey dress pattern, and I've adapted the front pieces to fit that and the sleeves, and then I used the gathered skirt at the front, but not at the back. So it has gathers, like if I show you this, it has gathers at the back as well. Well, I've got rid of those and I've got 2 pleats. So at the front, it's just gathered at the shoulder. That creates the extra fabric for the bust. And then you've got the gathers in the skirt as well. Then at the back, there's 2 darts just to bring the back in. And then I've just got 2 little pleats at the back there to just bring out the skirt for my bum there. Really love this dress. I'm really looking forward to wearing this again. Hopefully I'll get a chance over Christmas as well. So really beautiful dress. Really love this. And I also managed to alter this one. So this is a dress I made a little while ago, even last summer I think, so maybe a year and a half ago, a while. But I wasn't wearing it because where I'd joined the centre, so this is fabric from Sew Over It. And it is a viscose jersey, but it is incredibly stretchy. Like, so stretchy. And I was sewing it with my normal foot, and this was before I kind of discovered using a walking foot with jersey fabric. And it was just stretching and stretching and going bumpy and bumpy and wavy and wavy. I'd basically sewed the 2 middle bits together. So it is supposed to look like this one, where it overlaps at the front like this. But it just would not let me do it. It was really getting on my nerves. And so I wore it for a bit where I just stitched it together. But basically there just ended up being too much fabric in the centre where the 2 pieces of fabric were like kind of folded together. So I wanted for a long time to take that apart and then just adjust it. And also adjust kind of the width because it got a bit wide around my waist. I took part of it apart. So the front part here, I took apart and then I re-sewed together. And then I adjusted the pleats at the front here. So just adjusted the pleats and then adjusted this. So it's now a V-neck joined in the centre. And it's much more wearable. I stitched around the V-neck at the centre there and then I just trimmed it on the inside as well. So it's much easier for me to wear, but it is still really stretchy, this fabric. It's definitely one of those that I have to wear tights and a vest top underneath because otherwise you see everything basically. So that's that one. I'm really glad that I altered that one because that takes out of the alteration pile. And the last dress I made was this one. So I got this pattern, which is the Tilly and the Buttons Martha dress, and I got this in my goodie bag for the socialite soiree. And I wasn't too sure about it because with this pattern, you've got a very high neck within a small kind of neckband that comes up onto your neck. Now, I really can't wear things that come up onto my neck like that. It really feels like it's always like choking me, which I really don't like. So I was a bit unsure about it, but a few people had suggested me to try Tilly's patterns for a woven pattern that I could make a dress because I really want to get more into wovens, but I'm struggling with fitting them basically. So I wanted to give this a try. So this has a panel at the front but it's not curved, it is just down the centre here. And then it has a side dart as well, and then at the back it's shaped so it brings it in as well. And actually I am really, really pleased with this. So I did like a tissue fitting first, and it fitted me really well at the back. It was slightly too long. I think I took about 1 inch off at the waist, and then I did shorten it as well. And I did slightly alter the sleeve area. So when I first did my initial one, I couldn't raise my arms very high, so I altered underneath the arm to kind of bring it up slightly, and then adjusted that on the shoulder. And I also did a forward shoulder adjustment, so I've realised that my shoulders come forward a little bit more, so I did an adjustment for that, and then took a little bit off. So I must have quite narrow shoulders in terms of kind of physical width, but they seem to be wider this way. I don't really know. Anyway, I took a little bit off the shoulder, but it turned out really well. I'm really pleased with it. I was really pleased working with the pattern, and it's definitely something that I will make again. Now, I did adjust the neckline. So if you look here, I've actually brought the neckline down. So what I did is I used my self-drafted jersey dress as a guide for how to position the neckline. So I did alter that. So that's the neckline that I now have, which is a lot more suitable for me. And I just finished it using bias binding. And that was just what I made from the fabric. Now, one weird choice about this dress is the fabric choice I made. So I used this viscose, well, what I thought was just viscose from John Lewis, and I've been really looking forward to using this because I really like the pattern. But actually this fabric has a lot of stretch to it, and when I ironed it to iron my darts in, I started to melt part of the dart, and it was on the inside, so it didn't matter because it just sewed into the seam allowance, the bit that was melted. And I was like, oh, this isn't viscose. And I think it's a viscose crepe. And I think it was mislabeled in John Lewis because it did not say that. John Lewis, it did not say that because I didn't want fabric that would melt, really. But it actually turned out for the best because I was trying to put the zip in, and because this fabric is stretchy, it was literally impossible to put the zip in. It kept warping, and I had this like curved back zip, and it's literally because of the fabric. Now I could have interfaced it, but I'd already trimmed it at that point. And so basically what I did is just sewed the back seam up. It's just sewed up, but because it's stretchy fabric, I can stretch it over my head. So that worked out well on this one. I'm going to try this dress again with a normal viscose or a kind of cotton lawn or something like that, and see how that turns out. I also am wondering about a jersey hack. I think that actually this pattern would work really well in jersey. It's got quite a few panels on the skirt, which, you know, you might end up stretching out, but if you use like a cotton jersey or maybe a ponte, I think that that might work out really well. So I'm gonna kind of consider that for a future make. But really pleased with this. So I did shorten the sleeve slightly, and then obviously no zip. The back I didn't really make any alterations, so it's a slightly curved back, which actually really suits my back, so really happy about that. And then it's the flouncy skirt, and I was spinning around in this skirt. Really love the flounciness of it. So I will post a picture of me wearing it so you can see it, but really pleased with that one. And that was my last make. So quite a busy month, and I'm sure my December makes will be just as busy. I've got a lot of things planned for this month, and hopefully I manage to get them all done. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please press the thumbs up and subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Goodbye.